Welcome to it. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, right here on S3. We're keeping things warm on this Wednesday.
Yes.
You see, I'm going still ahead
with
the W's this morning. And we know it. It's no secret. Laughter, it really is the best medicine. And today's guest has been dishing out laughter in doses for many years. We love him to bits. And we are thrilled to welcome acclaimed writer and performer Rob van Vuuren to the show this morning. And one of his latest characters, the satirical wellness guru, Namaste Bae, has taken the comedy world by absolute storm with his show Namaste Bay, Blessings and Kombucha. Fresh off a Gold Ovation Award win and international success, he's here to share more about his upcoming performances and his journey in the creative industry. Give a round of applause to Rob van Vuuren, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes!
Guys, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yes.
It's great to have you, my friend.
I need
So
to
nice to
ask
be here.
this gentleman over here, you know what? You've traversed so many characters that have stood the test of time. There's not a single character that you have put out there that is not memorable, and it feels
Except
like
for
that
the
character.
ones you forgot.
That's good. Yes, except for the ones I forgot. That's
Exactly.
true. Oh my word, no, but I
There are
remember.
definitely some misses along the way.
I don't know. I think that all of them were actually very memorable, I must just tell you. And
Thank you.
There's something about your longevity in the industry that is incredible. I think you're fearless, you're courageous. And I think when you go into something, you can always look at it from the outset and say, like, no, it's probably not going to work. But then you do it anyway, and then it works. So that's got to be a bit of the secret sauce that you're bringing for the longevity in the industry.
Maybe. Thank you. That's the nicest way anyone's called me old before as well, which is...
You tried.
It's
I know
true,
you
though.
tried.
I tried my best
You
to
did.
do it,
I saw,
right?
I
It's
felt
true.
it.
It is
Come
true.
on.
I've never thought about that, but I think I've always just followed my own impulses, and I know my impulses
Yeah.
are sometimes really left field and
Yes.
crazy. I've just accepted that about myself.
Yeah.
And in terms of the stuff I make and the characters I create. So I've kind of never questioned the characters if they're really mad and wild. That's just how they are.
Yeah, yeah.
And I guess starting off, like, I set the benchmark with Twaki really early
Yes.
in my career, and that was just the wildest, craziest character. So I think that gave me the belief in my own crazy ideas to just go with it.
Yeah.
Look, you set the bar high with Twaki back in the day, but I want to talk about this impulse of yours creating the Namaste Bay. And I'm glad we have you here because I want to know where did this
did he
journey
come
start?
from?
Kombucha?
Was he born out of the penguin cave with a desire?
Pretty much, actually.
Really?
Yeah, pretty much. Look, the background to it is I went through a whole process of self-discovery and dealing with trauma. My wife and I, my ex-wife and I at the time, were coming to an end of a 12-year marriage.
Yeah.
We have a daughter. We really wanted to do it right, and we wanted to be a strong family at the end of it, and we wanted our relationship to, as friends and as parents,
Yeah.
to be intact. So we went through a whole journey that included alternative health and wellness. And the process in general was incredibly cathartic and helpful for me and for both of us. But as a comedian and a satirist, if you're in that space, I think you just absorb what's going on around you, and you can't help but kind of notice the comedic possibilities of the space. I had no intention of creating a character that would satirize that space. I think it just sat with me, and it was after a year and a half, I literally went for a swim in what became known as the Penguin Cave of Desire.
For those who follow him on social media, will know exactly what we're talking about.
And someone had left a used tampon in the rocks where I would normally get dressed. And I couldn't help but make a video about it. And this voice came out asking about if this penguin was okay in the Penguin Cave of Desire. I forgot about it, went for a swim, I came out and had numbers like I hadn't seen before on Instagram. And I was like, oh, let me try that voice again. I walked home and did another one. By the fourth one, this thing was being spread by Josh Brolin, Thanos of Avengers.
Thanos?
Was sharing my
Did you just
reels.
like snap and you were
Dude, I was
famous?
suddenly famous, like millions of views on Instagram. And then I was like, okay, well, this is the character I'm doing. And I just kept doing more and more and more. And this whole world, mythology, backstory, kind of developed over a month. I went from like 9,000 followers to over 100,000 followers in the course of a month.
That's insane.
I'd written a whole hour-long healing ceremony show to go with the character. So I think he was just kind of sitting there bubbling under the surface
Yes.
because of my experiences. And then once I realized, oh, there's a lot of focus on this, I brought in Lo Fenter from the most amazing show that was called Nay. We have 20 years of history, just like a shorthand that we just put this show together. We used everything we learned from Corné and Twaki and put it into this show.
But it is interesting how much traction something like this, I mean, the satirical side of a healing process like this caught on with people, and it just...
So huge.
It's interesting because it seems like a lot of people need healing because it's not only in South Africa, it's
and
international.
what struck me is that it's a global phenomenon.
That's the thing.
You know, I was just in my little deep south Komiki bubble kind of vibe, you know. And then suddenly it was being spread all over the world, and then you realize, in hindsight, I'm like, oh yeah, this is very much a global phenomenon, and people trying to find different ways of dealing with trauma and of healing and of living a healthier, more balanced life. And I suppose the comedic sensibilities of it are apparent to people all over the world. I mean, my following at the moment on Instagram is bigger in the US than in South Africa. Australia and South Africa are kind of the same. So it's very much a global thing, which is very exciting, I must say.
I feel like I've analyzed this, and I feel like it's because everybody has met somebody who is deep into yoga or healing and has that type of voice. And also they use unnecessarily big words to tell you to calm down. Have you ever noticed that? They won't tell you, like, what you need to do is just take a deep breath. They'll be like, what I want you to do is just inhale oxygenated air. And, like, you know, and then suddenly you're like, whoa, what am I doing here?
It's like a whole code language. And look, Namaste Bae goes deep.
I feel that when I actually feel healed, but at the same time, I need to page through a dictionary to go, wait, he said something about...
What are you saying?
Yes, exonerated the feeling.
But it feels, just listening to it, I'm being healed as I'm listening.
Something's happening to your chakras.
Listen, you got to give us some show details here and what we can take away from the show. What can people expect to see you up there? Because you don't wear much, for one.
Look, don't expect a lot of clothes. I don't know why I'm doing this show in winter, but I promise you I will keep you warm. I'm on tomorrow night. What day is it?
I think it's Wednesday today.
Is it Wednesday? I'm on Friday night in
Joburg, yes.
I know Joburg.
Joburg is just next to Joburg.
Yes.
The Jokers in July festival in Joburg at Empress Palace in Joburg, which is near Joburg.
Okay.
Makes sense.
And then Saturday I'm on at the Heat Festival in Cape Town, the inaugural Heat Festival. It's a pun. There's a joke in that name.
I got
Cape Town. We're going to keep you warm. That's Saturday night. And the show itself is just, it's kind of unbridled insanity. It is a healing ceremony. There's a 5-step healing program that Namaste Bay takes you on based on the kombucha process flow of how we make kombucha. It follows those steps and will ultimately bring you enlightenment.
Lovely.
And allow you to start a community outsourced.
So you might find a chakra.
You will definitely find a chakra or two. You will realign your chakras. You will come out of there healed, and it's definitely a kind of a cathartic experience of hilarity.
Yeah.
It's an award-winning show. It's traveling all over the world. I'm going to, after Cape Town, Joburg, I'm going to London, Bite Size Festival in London at the Riverside Studios. So if anyone knows anyone in London, South Africa, I know you do, tell people. Edinburgh Festival, Fringe straight after that.
Nice.
So there are lots of exciting things, and I've got to take it to the US and Oz.
You got to, dude.
Got to.
Yeah.
Wow, Rob van Vuuren. A phenomenal individual, ready to heal, ready to make you laugh, and you'll be here for a couple more minutes in your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We've got some things. We have to put someone to the test. Somebody as balanced as this particular man, but of course, go support his shows as we get on to some more action for you right here in your Feel Good Breakfast Show.